So what are we doing?
Always do this.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Yarn as a Second Language. How are you, Miss Nikki?
I'm well. How are you, Princeton?
Well, for those of you, well, nobody really knows because we've been undercover, sort of. We have not recorded one of these in how long?
It's been a while. I told you time means nothing in a pandemic, so let's just say 30 minutes. I don't know.
30 minutes or 2 months, whatever.
Or whatever, whichever came first. I don't know.
But we're back, and it feels weird but good to be back.
It does.
So what are you doing?
Knitting. I'll just do this just so you won't worry about what I'm doing.
Thank you. That's much less suspicious.
Mm.
You're still suspicious, but it's just less suspicious.
That's my natural state.
So anyway, we are back. I'm happy to be recording, and we've got a special treat for everybody today. We are going to look. Oh yeah, you do.
Oh, okay.
You got lots of special treats.
I do. Let's put this up. I do, because I am not a knitting slacker. How about this?
Oh my goodness. What is that? A bunch of cats?
Yep. Look at that one with the heart glasses. But all of that is full of stuff I've been working on.
Wow. So before we get into that, what do you plan on doing with all of that?
Some of it gift knitting, some of it's donation knitting, some of it's dyeing, yarn that I have dyed. Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay.
Boy, we are rusty. Let's move on.
It's been a while. So you want to go
30
ahead?
minutes or 2 months, whatever.
Are you going to show everybody what you made?
Yeah, so what do you want to start with? So I think I will start with yarn that I have dyed in kind of a seasonal flair. So back in the summer, Knit Picks had a big sale, and you order yarn and I order yarn, but I ordered their bear yarns. So I ordered a lot of Swish DK, and I ordered a lot of Swish worsted. And Swish is their 100% merino superwash yarn. So I love both of these. Swish is one of my favorite yarn bases. And I dyed a couple of skeins up out of the worsted and the DK. So the first, I think I did the worsted first, and it's Halloween colors. So I got some purple. I know. You are scary. And some yellows and some blacks and some grays, some oranges. So I just thought that was a fun colorway to go with. And Swish, this is the worsted weight. It's 220 yards. It's 100 grams of the merino superwash. And that is what I did. This was, I think, mostly the oranges and purples are food coloring, and the black is the Dharma acid black that I got in my little kit. So that was the first one.
Before you move on from that, we did post that on our community tab, and many of you really like that one right there.
I love it. I just painted some dye on and let it go, because I just wanted something more fallish, more Halloweenish, and I actually have a chance to make something out of this before Halloween. I think I'm gonna make a cowl.
Okay.
Kind of goes with this sweater. So Oh, if I could get that to stay, I would. So that was the swish worsted. And then I did the swish. My mother says, oh, I was hoping for more yellows and golds in one. So I did one. It is just yellow and gold and black. I didn't put any purples in this. This is the DK.
So for the beginners, can you quickly describe or tell us the difference between the worsted and DK?
It is the yarn weight, how it's spun. DK is not as thick as worsted. Worsted is usually what you're going to find in the big box stores. I think probably 90% of what's in big box stores is probably worsted. DK's is a little bit thinner.
So you said it's not as thick?
Yes.
Okay.
So out of the same 100 grams of fiber, the DK weight gives me 246 yards out of 100 grams, and the worsted gives me 220 yards out of 100 grams. So the DK is a little bit finer. You're going to go a little bit further with the same amount of fiber, the same weight of fiber.
So the DK weight is more like me, a little finer, and the worsted's more like you, not as fine. Correct?
It's been a really long time since you've done this because you got it all wrong. So maybe you need to sit back for a little bit. Let me handle things.
Huh?
Wow.
Huh?
So this one is all golds and yellows and blacks going on. And again, I think the golds and yellows are food coloring, and the black is the Dharma acid. And some places where it didn't saturate all the way through, I got some grays. So I thought that was appropriately Halloween-y and fall.
I've got a few grays.
Yeah,
I've got some grays on there.
I like to point them out. So those were the two fall blends. And then I did some more swish. Trying to group them all together. Just a random skeins. Kind of, this is the DK, again, the swish. Kind of peachy, little bit of orange, little bit of purpley in there. I just wanted something kind of fall sunsetty, and we get pretty sunsets this time of year. I don't know if you've been out in the evenings a lot, but when it's that time of year, and we get a lot of different colors, and I try to capture some of that in the yarn. So that one's even got some darker patches here. So I just thought that was pretty. That may become a hat. That was the DK again. And I think that's all the knit picks that I dyed so far. So are you going to dye any more yarn later on?
I am.
That's not true. I have.
I am. So, yes, I am. And I've discovered that the way I had did it by myself the first time is not the route to go. But
that's not the way I told you to do it. Okay.
Bits and pieces.
Mm.
So the way
listen at all.
Yeah, you're right. But the way we had did it in our second video, if you haven't seen that, make sure you check it out. Yes, I will be doing more that way. Mm-hmm. The right way. So my plan is to make maybe some Christmas colors, maybe.
Oh, pretty cool. There's mine right there.
Yeah.
So I have to, maybe next month I'll get started on something with that. I think that'd be a cool hat with a nice big fluffy pom-pom on top of it.
Yeah.
So I have one more of the knit picks that I did, and it's a worsted. And this was something that came out kind of light bluey at first. And then we know I'm the queen of, if I don't like it, throw it back in the dye pot, it gets another bath. So I put it in, I glazed it kind of with some of the, Dharma black. And I got this. and I love it.
So on screen, it looks like a dark, rich purple. Is
It
that?
is. It is. There's some like more lavender bits and more kind of dark magenta pieces, but it's got some variations in there. But I love it. I really do. It was like a very light bluey kind of lavendery before, and it was nice. It was nice, but I said, let's try something else. So I kept going, and this is what I got.
Looks
So again,
great.
sorry.
It looks great.
Oh, well, thank you. This is the Knit Picks worsted. So all of these were Knit Picks, either worsted or DK, and they are fabulous. They just feel, this is kind of a next to skin, the merino. Ooh, and this matches too.
Did you just strike a pose?
I did.
Yeah, I could tell. You just struck a pose.
Before this, I was having my own Nikki dance party, so it's
And
nice.
were you playing real music or just the music in your head?
But
That's what I thought. Yeah.
But.
I'm surprised the music in your head hasn't been muted yet.
No, it's pretty loud. No. So, I think this is going to be a cowl maybe for me. So, I know. So do you have anything that you wear routinely in the winter that you have made for yourself?
I am really bad at not keeping things that I make. So no, I currently do not have anything that I routinely wear.
So I have one hat, my first colorwork hat that I made like years and years ago. I think it's called the Quick Ombre hat, and I wear that, but I don't have anything else. I give it away. I've been asked for it, you know, like my family. I just don't have anything necessarily.
Okay, so I have an idea. I'm thinking about this on the spot. So everybody wants us to do another challenge. So how about we both create something that we keep for ourselves?
It's gonna be hard. Because this time of year is kind of the giving time of year.
We're going to give to ourselves. What do you think?
Maybe I'll do some arm warmers.
Ooh. Arm warmers. Okay. Or we can let the people decide. Let the people comment down below. Would you like to see a new challenge? Something where we create something for either each other or for ourselves. You guys make the decision.
You are not going to wear anything I make for you.
Yeah, I would. A hat. I'm not going to wear like, remember when we did the vintage books? I'm not going to wear a tight petticoat or whatever that guy was wearing.
We got so many comments on that sweater in that book that people were amazed.
Yes.
Because he was very in the sweater.
It was backwards. It was, the front was it was weird.
It was a lot. There was a lot.
They had a lot going on back in the, what was it, 60s or whatever that was?
I think that was 40s, maybe?
40s?
I'm not sure. I'd have to remember. So my next yarn base that I dyed, I still had some of this fisherman's wool laying around. Actually, I probably had another skein of this because this is all I have left. And I did 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 skeins of maybe 75-ish grams or something. That's pretty much what I dye for a hat kind of quantity and to check things out. So this is 100% wool. I got this at Joann's, probably with a coupon. It was $6, $7, something like that. So with that, I dyed ooh, I think it's 3 skeins of yarn.
Sorry, we have a situation going on.
I thought it was so great you passed out. So
Goodness.
no, I didn't know. So with these, I'm going to do some color work. I think I'm going to do a hat with some leaves on it. So I wanted some oranges and yellows to do that one. Those are kind of similar, but different enough, I think. And then this one was just something left over. I really liked this. There's a lot of different blues in it. So again, that was the got too many things. The fisherman's wool. And if you are new to dyeing and just, you know, don't want to spend a huge amount trying to see if you like the craft or not, this is really good. This is really good. So it's not the softest, but it's doable for a hat, I think. So those 3 were out of the fisherman's wool.
Those
and
3 kind of go together.
Do you think?
I think so. I think the orange and the I guess it's red. I can't really, yellow and red.
Yeah.
With like the blue accent. I think it look good.
Oh, well, it's kind of a fallish, skyish kind of colorway.
Yeah.
So those are cute, I thought. And this is I did not dye this recently. This is an older project. But remember the unicorn farts tutorial I did? Well, this was the yarn that I just left the white spaces, and this is a little hat I knit up. So I feel like what I should have done was use this white part down here and carry this up, but oh well. So it came out very, very, very well.
I like it.
So I think I'll make a pom-pom out of the rest of this. So that's one finished project. I don't think I really have a whole lot of finishes. Or I didn't have.
You had a whole bag of stuff.
I do have a whole bag of stuff. Oh wait, there's a couple more finishes in the bottom. So I had gone to our semi-local big box, no, yarn store, or I had this in my stash for a long time, called Cascade Yarns Cash Barrow. And you see it was on clearance at the yarn store. It is 55% merino, 33% microfiber acrylic, and 12% cashmere. It's 98 yards, 50 grams. So I don't know if this is being discontinued or just that they had excess stock at the yarn store, but it's very, very soft, very, very, very soft. So I think this is a tiny little hat I made for the Cashmere Kid.
For those of you who don't know, the Cashmere Kid is my son.
So I try to make him a little hat, you know, every now and again, because he's such a cute model. But this is the barley hat from Tin Can Knits. You can see it's very, very simple, easy, but it feels great. I love this. I wish I'd gotten enough for me, you know. I got some other colors. I think I have a red and something else. Maybe a cream and something else. But I definitely want to make him a hat. So there's his hat for the year.
I have to post a picture of him wearing that.
Oh, pretty soon he's gonna be like, ugh, please.
Another
Please.
hat. I hate cashmere.
And my last finishes, I experimented. Oh, well, I did the Tamarugo hat again. And I had 2 skeins of Simply Worsted by Haiku that I had. I think I was gifted this a long time ago. And this is 55% merino superwash, 28% acrylic, and 17% nylon, and 140 yards. I got this probably a few years ago, and I made 2 hats I had 2 skeins. I made 2 Tamarugo hats for a couple of my friends. So I need to find pom-poms, but there they are. This feels amazing though. It really does.
Those look really fancy.
They're not. It's a really cool pattern. Really cool pattern. I'll link it down below. It's a free pattern if anybody wants to use it. But I try to use up those 2 skeins, and it worked out just beautifully. I think I had just a tiny bit left over. So 2 Tamarugo hats for gift giving. These are definitely Christmas presents for my friends. So I got those out of the way. And I had one more quantity of yarn. I think it came from my wall back there that I had dyed a while ago. And this is probably out of that fisherman's wool. Not probably that skein, but before when I dyed some. And I just want to see what it looked like in a not solid color. Again, that's the Tamarugo hat.
I like that one.
But it gave it a different look than, just kind of a solid one. Similar colors in it, but it gave it a different look. I don't know. I may like the solid one better.
I think I like the that one. It's almost like you got 2 hats in one.
Because the variegation came out that way. And that's cooling. I didn't know if I liked that or what, but it does kind of change the look of it.
So I have a question for you.
Yes.
So while you're doing this, you have the labels of the yarn that you use. Do you have like a system where you keep up with that? Because I know when I make something, I take that label off, crumble it up, and it's gone.
Try not to do that, because especially if I'm gifting it to somebody, especially if I'm making a baby blanket or something, I'll try to keep the label and stick it in like the card I give them, because the label has the care instructions on it. Usually tells you how to wash it, how to care for the finished product, and I want them to have that, and I need that, and if something happens to it and they happen to keep that information, I know what yarn was used years down the line. Somebody has come back to me. I made their son a baby blanket, and as kids do, something, he snagged it and it developed a little hole, and I was able to go back, and I had kept just like a tiny sandwich bag full of the ends of the yarn, and I was able to go back and kind of patch that up. But I would never have remembered which yarn that was. But she had kept the card where I'd pasted the little label. And I also like to include the labels because people have sensitivities, and I would hate to give somebody something that they were like, oh no, alpaca, I can't, I want them to see what their present is made of. And it's also good information for me. So for the most part, I try to keep the labels if I'm giving it to somebody new. I know my friends are not wool sensitive, so those I just kept for our information, podcast information. But after I'm done with it, either it goes with the gift or it goes out. But while I'm working on it, yeah, I'll keep it. Because years ago I tried to make something, I ran out of yarn, I was able to pull the label, pull the dye lot, run back over to Joann's and say, oh, please, please, please have one more. And they did have one more. So I matched the dye lot.
So I need to do a better job of keeping hold of all that information.
I mean, if you like living on the yarn edge, whatever.
Typically, yeah. That's how I do it.
And that's how I do. That's how it be. So, yeah, there's the other ones that go in this head. So all the labels, I think the ends are woven in. This end is so I can attach a pom-pom.
Oh, okay.
So I tried to finish those up. Those are good. And I think, with the exception of this, that is going to be it for me. That is enough. There's it's piled up right to the edge of my camera. So, I think that's probably enough. So I recycled a sweater I had in my closet. It was a purchased sweater. It was 100% wool, and I took it apart. I deconstructed it, unraveled. Bless you.
I'm
See,
back.
wool sensitivity. Keep your labels. Or ruse sensitivity. Keep ruse
Yeah.
labels. But so I unraveled the sweater. I'm in the process of unraveling the rest of the sweater, but it was a nice sweater. It was just kind of dated. Sometimes you know you're not going to wear things anymore. And it wasn't in as great a condition to send it to a donation center as I would like. I don't like to send things. It had a little snag and things like that. So I unraveled it and I got this yarn. Out of one sleeve, I think I got 150 grams of yarn. But it was massive. Massive. So I threw it in the dye pot and I got this. And I have no idea what I'm going to make. But I thought it gave me some neat colors. I got some teals, some dark blues, some navy blues, some kind of cool grays and very light purples and whatever. But I don't know.
I gotta say, this is some next level knitting dedication or yarn dedication. You unraveled a sweater.
Yes.
Washed and dyed it.
Yes.
Balled it up.
Yes.
And you're planning to make something out of it.
Yes.
And you still have the rest of the sweater.
Yes.
God bless you.
It's good wool. There's nothing wrong with it. So this was one continuous piece. There's no breaks in this. There was nothing from the cuff to the slit. There is no breaks in this. So it was like one giant skein that I washed and weighed up and dyed. I just wanted to see what would happen to it. So I don't know what this is going to become, but I just enjoyed the process. So that is recycling is not reclaiming wool is not a new tradition. And we have a resurgence of upcycling and not sending things to the landfill and using things over and over again, using things to the best of giving them another life. So the sweater that I unraveled was not something I was going to wear. Again, I said it was not something that I felt comfortable sending to the donation store because it just wasn't in wearable shape, that I would say. So the sleeves were perfectly good. So I just thought, why not? Why not? And the wool is not, not merino. It's maybe a coarser wool, but 150 grams, I can do a lot with this. I would feel better sending the upcycled yarn to the thrift store so they could sell it and maybe somebody else than I would that sweater. So a lot of times you can read in some of the historical records that after in World War II, people were, there wasn't a lot of goods available, and every available surplus good was being sent to the soldiers. Soldiers were needing wool for hats and socks and uniforms and things like that. So people were upcycling their sweaters. They were unraveling older sweaters or combining sweaters that had been worn out, worn by children or older people, and refashioning them to new things. So not new, but still a good practice. And I enjoyed it.
Where do you hold this information at?
Right here.
Right.
These little gray patches right there. That's where it is. That's where it is.
I did not know any of that. I would have never thought of repurposing a sweater. And that's a lot of work.
And sometimes you can find luxury fibers. I can't go into like a Target and find a cashmere sweater. You can go into a lot of thrift stores or consignment stores or eBay or places like that and buy cashmere sweaters if you want to do the work. I mean, this is work, but if you wanted to do it, how much is cashmere? If I found a cashmere sweater, how much yarn is that going to give to me for the $5 or $10 I gave versus purchasing cashmere new. And it's repurposing something that may have eventually ended up in the landfill before its time.
That makes sense.
So it is work. It's not for everybody, but it's just interesting to me how things are constructed and how they are deconstructed. And I'm sure everybody is bored to tears now, so I'll stop. So that is my repurposed wool for my sweater. And I think that is, the bag is empty. Bag is empty.
Wow. You have been quite busy.
I tried.
Well, I have to say, I don't want to disappoint anybody, but you're not going to see anything from me today. And I'll tell you why. So a couple months ago, I couldn't find any of my crochet hooks, except for one. I could find one, the one that my son had in his hand, which was like a J or one of the bigger hooks that I would, I'm not going to use. Haven't seen any other hooks since then.
Maybe he's busy making something.
Maybe he is, or he misplaced the whole set that I had. So I haven't made a single thing. And I gotta say, it's been kind of nice taking a break. So maybe that's something we need to talk about, how to, when to take breaks, if needed from,
Right. Right.
I know for me it's needed, but
right.
We can talk about that another day. But so I'm gonna have to buy another set. I literally have nothing.
It cracks me up that he swiped your hooks.
And it was because of the colors. He loves colors. I'm sure they're at his school, maybe in his backpack, out in the yard. I'm sure Rue's got one buried somewhere. Who knows? But yeah, I have nothing.
But so, that's, I think that's it happens.
The whole set. I had like 18 hooks. 18 gone.
Maybe it's like a crafty Easter egg hunt. They're all around your house, and he's just waiting for you.
It's not Easter.
Some in your car, some in his car seat.
All I know is sofa. Now I know there's 2 people getting coal for Christmas. So
no, he's getting a cashmere hat. But
yeah, you know who the second person is?
Oh.
Oh, you act like you're so surprised.
I refuse. Speaking of Christmas, I forgot I have a couple more projects. I made washcloths out of the my label's over here. It's buried. I have the label, and it's funny you say that, and I realize I do keep the labels. This is the Dollar Tree Just Cotton yarn, and I've made some Christmas kind of colored wash. They do have their Christmassy kind of colors out, so if you need that, it's time to go get it. So I made 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's what I was knitting on. That will be 5 washcloths out of, I think it was 3 skeins of the Dollar Tree yarn.
Okay, so I got a great debate question.
Yes.
I've been giving my mom, she has been loving the washcloths that I have been making, because I was practicing different stitches. And I make different sizes for her. Some are too big, some are too small, some are just right. Make it just like that. It's perfect. So what size washcloth do you typically make when you give?
Size of my hand spread out.
Well, that's a tiny washcloth then.
Behind this washcloth. So.
Okay. So what is it like? How big's your hand? Maybe 6 inches?
Well, I have.
Because I tried that. I tried my hand, and apparently
Well, your
that's too
hand's
big.
bigger than hers, so. So this washcloth measures, let's see if I can do this on camera. What is that?
Looks like 9 yards.
Yes, 9 whole yards. It's about 10.5 inches that way. I think I just cast on 44 stitches, and it's about 9 inches that way. So they're not square, but.
So my mom's just wrong. You hear that, Mom? You're wrong. I'm making the perfect
Not what
size.
I said, Princeton's mom.
Nikki said,
Nope.
Nikki said, Princeton's mom, you were wrong.
No, I said Princeton's making them wrong. He should take notes about the ones that you like and dislike and then recreate those.
Should, could, yeah.
Won't.
Exactly.
So
I keep all my information right here.
Right here. Yikes.
Oh, you know what I do when I do something? I'm like, oh, that's perfect. And I crumble it up, put it away. It's all right here.
It's like, oh, well, I've dropped some of my yarn.
Oh my goodness. No respect.
So the one I did, that one kind of looks similar. That's the sweater one. That was the other one. Maybe those could go together. And if you don't exactly match dye lots or something like that, you could alternate strands. So if I knit one row with this one, knit one row with this one, it kind of blends into a new colorway. So if I didn't have enough to do what I thought I was going to do, I could kind of mix and match them. These are kind of similar feel. Remember, that was the fisherman's wool, and that's the sweater wool. So they kind of have a similar feel. So let's see. Get all this stuff. Wait a minute. Have to be strategic about this. There. Oh, this is not gonna make it.
You look like you just got done golfing and you're about to go knit.
Wait, here we go. We're doing it. Got some. One more.
Nice.
I did it. Now I can't move, but
you look like Santa Claus with the beard of wool.
Oh no. Hey, it fell into the bag, so that's good.
My goodness.
Okay.
You have been awfully busy.
Well, it's been a while, and it's just little by little, and it's enjoyable. And I really am trying to get a jump on holiday crafting.
Yeah. So also in our community tab, I had asked the question, how many of you have started your holiday crafting for gifts? Would you believe that the majority of our viewers, they're not getting ready. They're not ready.
No, not yet.
I think I have to look, but I think like 65% said, huh? Christmas? Yeah.
So I have to say, the first year I learned how to knit, I, made the classic mistake thinking that I'm going to make everybody a scarf, and it was going to be like 20 scarves. And I had no idea what kind of time commitment that was, and no idea what kind of physical commitment that was. And at the end, I think I made 3. And I was like, good enough. We are done. So I think your list gets whittled down to handmade crafts very, very soon after you realize the commitments involved in doing that. The time, the expense, and the appreciation factor. If you've made somebody something in the past and they're like, oh, thanks, I'm not making, everybody's not knit worthy.
Amen to that. You're absolutely right.
Sometimes I think, people, I think I have 2 more maybe hats to make. My cousins are very knit worthy, and I usually try to give them a, wintry kind of hat. But that's it. There's no more holiday crafting after that.
What about your mother?
Oh, she has stuff.
Not for Christmas.
Oh yeah, she does. I finished that.
As you should. Mama first. And I just want to go on record and say her mom is my mom as well.
No, not even close. Why would you lie to the people as such? Wow.
Well, she would say that.
She would not.
But she would.
She won't even be your Facebook friend.
Yeah, well,
she don't even keep your labels. How is she gonna be your friend?
You know what? I'm gonna make our mom something then. How about that?
You need to make your mama some dishcloths that work. That's what I'm hearing.
They work.
Don't worry, Princess Mama. I got you.
Yo, goodness.
I got you. Girl.
Okay. Goodness.
We are gonna hear about that, but okay.
So you got anything else? This has been like a what has Nikki been up to podcast, and I like it. I think it's great.
It's just I find something I want to try out. Like I've knit like 5 Tamarugo hats and dyed some yarn and did some washcloth. So that's about it. Really simple knitting, but I feel like I've accomplished some things. I've gotten some stuff out of stash. I've gotten some gifts, couple of gifts done, and made some things possibly, that I really will enjoy. So I feel like I'm pleased with my progress.
Okay.
So what are you going to be working on for the next podcast?
I've got some hats that I got to make. I found some really cool pattern. Yeah, it's a pattern that I have not done in a while. And also, we did a video recently where I had asked everybody. I wanted to make my wife a blanket for Christmas, and you guys gave me different stitches to try out. And I do have a winner picked out, but I haven't shown you guys yet. So that'll be coming soon. So I'll be working on that. What else? I had made a shawl in the summertime, and we have a winner for that I'll be sharing with you guys soon. And I also made a very ugly hat not too long ago, and we have a winner for that. Did you see the hat?
I saw the hat. It is not ugly.
You don't think it's ugly? Really?
No.
Oh, wow.
I don't know why you keep saying ugly, but okay.
Because I tried to make it ugly. Well, I didn't try to make it ugly. I was using just stuff. I didn't want to get roasted again for throwing away yarn, so I was using stuff. And I thought it just turned out ugly, but apparently it's not ugly. And the winner doesn't think it's ugly, so
well,
that's all that really matters.
That's important. That's cool.
Yeah. And the winner will be announced very soon. I've been slacking on my duties, but soon, very soon.
So can we take a moment to talk about fatigue? Because although I have this mountain of stuff, it has been accumulated over a couple of months where I was really just like work home tired. So where do you fit when you start feeling like that? Where do you fit in crafting? Does crafting tend to energize you, or do you worry about, I'm not going to do that. Sometimes I don't have the mental space to pick another project, to wind the yarn, to do all that stuff.
So here's the deal. So I was in a really good groove. Okay. I found time to do my thing for maybe like an hour and a half, nearly every single day. Wow. And then I went on vacation. Okay. And I came back refreshed from work and life and everything. And that's also when my hooks just magically disappeared. But the reason why I haven't replaced them yet, and it's been months, I would say months, maybe like 8 weeks, so nearly 2 months. reason why I haven't replaced them yet is because I've been enjoying the break, and I've even if I did have some hooks, I don't know if I would have time right now. I would be rushing and cramming, you know, cramming it in to get it in, and also sacrificing probably sleep
Wow.
more than anything. And that's just not something I'm willing to do or able to do right now.
Right.
So the last 2 months of me taking a break, I've enjoyed it.
Right.
I haven't, I'm gonna be real honest with you guys, I haven't missed it. And sometimes I would think, I would normally be crocheting right now, but there's other things that I would want to be doing, different responsibilities to take care of. So I haven't missed it, but I am ready to get back into it. So
I think this is kind of the season. We've got the leaves are falling, and we've had some rainy days, and we've had some nippy kind of mornings and evenings where it's kind of getting cooler. I think I am much more motivated to craft now than I was in the summer. So, and I think breaks are good. Breaks to recharge your they recharge my creativity. And there is nothing that I craft that is strictly just to show on this podcast. Everything has a pathway where it's going, and none of it's like, oh, I have to make this to have something to show. So I think we're very real with our crafting, that all of this stuff is going somewhere. It's not just, oh, well, I made that. Oh, showed it and got some views. Oh, well. So I think that's a positive thing, that these things are born to be used in the world, not just born to be shown and discarded.
Is that another t-shirt? That's pretty good.
That's a lot to put on a shirt. You got to turn it around and put some on the back, down the sleeve. Like, what is this book going on?
It's like that guy's coat from the 40s. You read it and then just turn the whole thing around, then finish it.
I thought he said he turned his head around.
Yeah.
I have to find that. I think I hid it. It may be a cursed image or something. I didn't want
And we got to do part 2 to that, because we got a lot more books.
We do. I have some more books.
And everybody seemed to like it. But anyway, going back to the time thing. So that's another reason why I had posted on our community tab, how much time do you typically spend every day? And the majority of people, I would say 60-something% and higher, said an hour or more.
Really?
Now, yes.
I don't ever spend an hour a day crafting.
I don't either. And I think I may have phrased it like, how long do you do your craft before you take a break?
Okay.
Yeah. So the least amount of votes got the 5 to 10 minute range. And that's where I'm at. And that's another reason why I don't really miss it, because with the 5-year-old running around, I will only get 5 to 10 minutes at a time. I may come back 20 minutes later and get another 5 minutes, but I don't miss that stop and go either. So
I think that fragments your attention, and that's just something else to keep track of, And it's not soothing to do that. Did I answer that question? Probably not. So, hey, I was busy. So, how often do I go without taking a break just crafting? Maybe 20 minutes. Maybe. I drink a lot of water, so I got to get up and go to the restroom. So, probably 20 minute cycle, 20-minute reset. So, but typically, how long do I get every day? If I were to just sit down and have uninterrupted time, maybe, because sometimes I take my knitting places where I'm waiting. So I've had to go to some appointments with some people or things like that. Lunchtime, I don't particularly knit at work. Sometimes, but not often. Usually it's when I come home in the evening, I'll turn on something on Netflix for about 30 minutes and sit there and pick up something or figure out where I am. Mostly it's I figure out where I am, craft for 15 minutes, go to the restroom, move on to something else.
How many times have you taken your knitting project to the clubs? I know
What
you're
time is it?
You gotta get your hands going. That's how you knitters do it, isn't it?
Don't come at us. We got it. Don't worry.
Hey, that might be a thing somewhere.
Please don't. But okay.
You got some weapons with you just in case too. I mean,
Yeah, we're probably on the club blacklist or something like no knitters.
no knitters. It's a rough crowd. So, but I like that question. I don't know. I think we need to explore that more one day. The whole time consumption and, you know, because I heard one lady say she started a thing where she would, I think she crocheted for 20 or 25 minutes. And then she would make herself go do something like dishes or whatever, and then come back. She would only do like 20-minute blocks of whatever it is she was doing. So
and I think that's good, you know, ergonomics with repetitive stress. And these are repetitive motions we're making over and over and over again. And you want to make, you know, stay healthy so you can keep doing your craft.
Right.
I have heard about people being on deadlines to craft things like, oh, I have to get this done for so and so. And like have shoulder issues and arm issues and wrist issues, neck, but we don't tend to have good posture when we're crafting. So we're like, I gotta finish this, or I got, you know, so we don't tend to treat our bodies very well if we're on a deadline and we're stressed already and our shoulders are up around our ears and we're just doing, you know, things forever. So hopefully people are giving themselves time to do that. I've done that once and I said, oh no, I can't do that. Oh no.
You end up giving your gift and hate.
Yeah, it's like, I'm in pain. You better worship this blanket. That's all I've got to say.
You give them a hat and you're like, you haven't put it on yet. Put that hat on and don't take it off.
Are you gonna wear this hat? It's August. I said, put on this hat.
Put the hat on, anime.
Oh, who got that reference? A terrible reference.
Yeah, I think that looks nice.
You think pom-pom or no pom-pom?
Pom-pom.
Yeah.
Pom-pom.
Michael B. Jordan says pom-pom.
We haven't mentioned Michael B. Jordan in quite some time.
Michael B. Jordan! Wait, where is he? There he is. Michael B. Jordan.
For our newer people who've been watching us just for a little bit, how many of you have realized that Michael B. Jordan's been sitting on the corner
in a picture frame? Just like, you go ahead, Nick, girl. You doing it.
I said in the beginning, one of our goals is to get him on this channel. Why not? Dream big. Yeah. I mean, why not?
Why not indeed, Michael B. Jordan?
Maybe me and him can get a workout in together.
Maybe I can teach him how to knit.
Maybe I can outlift him.
I didn't say that, Michael B. Jordan.
I did.
I did. That at all.
Come on our channel and prove me wrong. You're just shaking your head like, oh no.
I'm sure his publicist is like, all right, Mr. Jordan, you have been mentioned on Yarn is a Second Language. Again, you have been challenged to knit and to do push-ups. What would you like us to do? And Michael B. Jordan's like,
You better pick that knitting because I don't want to show them up on push-ups.
My Christmas gift would be Michael B. Jordan completely embarrassing you. Completely wrecking your self-esteem.
And that's kind of my gift to you because I would go in it thinking, I got this.
I'm gonna get ready. Push-ups. I'm sure he's like one-handed, like, now what? Like knitting at the same time with a knitting machine.
I'll be there,
what?
do my push-ups, not stopping, nose bleeding, shaking.
Mr. Jordan, I will knit you a hat. I will not do one push-up. So,
Mr. Jordan.
Mr. B. Jordan. Do you call him Mr. Jordan? Mr. Michael? Mr. B. Jordan?
Probably B. Jordan.
I wonder if I would accidentally slip into my fake accent.
You probably would.
Like,
with
Michael B. Jordan is here.
Okay.
I'm sure. It would just happen. I wouldn't mean to. I'm trying to be reasonable, but I mean, can we really be reasonable? We have a llama corn who is featured prominently on our channel.
Yeah. I mean, as far as I know, Ricky the Llama Corn's got more followers than Michael B. Jordan.
From us, yes.
From us. In our small circle.
Ricky's popular with our people.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I think we're off. You know, we were okay. Now we're over there.
Now we're back. We're back. This is what's normal.
It is. Unfortunately, it is.
So, but yeah, we will wrap it up. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button because you don't want to hear all the nonsense that Nikki has to say. And I don't know. I think I'm still on this Michael B. Jordan thing.
Still on the push-ups. You're calculating.
Yeah, I am. I'm thinking.
Do push-ups fast or do I pace myself? What is happening on this imaginary Michael B. Jordan challenge?
I don't know how we're gonna make this happen. We'll make it happen somehow.
Maybe he'll bring you some crochet hooks.
That'd be hilarious.
Like, here, now let me destroy you in push-ups.
And they'll have his name engraved on, so I never forget.
The M hook is for Michael. The J hook is for Jordan. The B hook is I beat your butt in push-up.
Oh, I don't think you could, but whatever. All right, well, you want to wrap this up or you want to keep going?
No, I think we might be wrapping ourselves up.
All right, well, thank you guys for watching. Like I said, we got a lot of different stuff coming your way. We've got a lot of winners that's going to be announced, and we are back podcasting, so this will be more of a regular thing. I know you guys missed this because we've missed you. It's a two-way street. So, and hopefully next time I'll have a little more to show on my end. So those of you who don't know, I crochet, Miss Nikki knits, and we just kind of throw all things yarn at you. Bam. So, all right. So yeah, until next time, we will see you guys later. Adios.